of how we are going to restructure our public works department in terms of workload and what roles are going to be doing which. So I am going to make the statement in the affirmative. However, I am not going to support it. I make a report and recommendation for a contract award to the annual landscaping maintenance project, and I believe that's an hourly contract in the amount of, an hourly contract be awarded to Classic Landscape Limited in the amount of $25 per hour for a total of 3 years.
Is there a second?
I'll make the second.
Second by Alderman Knight. On the question, Alderman Wesley.
Obviously, Gary was ill the last meeting. Again, I still doesn't, it maybe never got passed on. I did ask for how many bids went out and where they went to and all that, and I did not receive that still in my packet, so that's the question I have. I mean,
Mr. Holm?
but again, Mr. Mayor, what kind of bothers me, again, and, you know, it was discussed at the committee meeting that now we get handed this tonight. I thought the whole package of that this gets handed to us, I thought the whole object is get the stuff to us for we could resolve and not have a big issue here on this, but I would appreciate next time something that is discussed in committee that it comes out in our packet for we could review it before it's handed at us at the last minute like it is tonight on the proposed list, because that was discussed in committee meeting.
Mr. Murmas?
Alderman Wesley, you are correct. You did ask for a list of every bidder that we sent out. There's no new information from the committee level, and the direction, I believe, was that you were going to ask Gary questions based upon the information you had already received last week. This is just a bid list. There's no new information.
Alderman Wesley?
My follow-up is, why did we not send one out to Sweeney Landscaping that happened to do work for us already in a project? Why was that not given out to that contractor that did work already in our town?
Mr. Holm?
They are on the list, am I correct, to get bids?
I don't know that we maintain a formal list of who we send bidders to. In fact, this one was unique in that we actually did send bidders out, or send bid packets out. Typically, we advertise, I mean, that is our requirement, is that we advertise publicly, notifying vendors of a potential project, and vendors are then told to come to the clerk's office and pick up bid packets. This one was a little unique in that we actually had a list of vendors who had picked up from the first project, and we sent back out to them. So, but there was Sweeney had just as much opportunity as anyone else in that it was advertised publicly and open to all bidders.
But this is the second time this has gone out for bid, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. But again, if Sweeney got the proposal for first bid, he should have been notified. Any landscaping that proposed for the first bid should have been notified and that it was going out for bid. I just want to make sure all the people are covered in the bid process that bid on the last time that we didn't do anything with that bid process, that they should have been notified saying that it was going back out for bid, regardless who landscaper it may be.
Well, everyone was notified. There was an official notice placed in the paper. I mean, it was, we followed all the bidding requirements for notification.
Did we notify the people that the last time they bid on it that they did not get the contract or we did not award a bid? Did we notify them?
That's basically where that list came from, was our previous bidders, our
Thank you.
previous people who at least we sent out to last time.
Alderman, please.
Gary, quick question. As far as doing the landscaping, you know, I agree we should, if we can do more services to the city, we should. But my question is on this $25 per hour stuff. My question is, if I don't know, maybe you figure it takes our guys 80 man hours per week to do this. What if this so-called any one of these landscapers comes in and says, well, it took us 100, do we have, it, we have to pay what they say, right?
Well, that's where you're gonna depend on your staff and our professionalism to be out watching these contractors to make sure that they're proficient and productive. The streets crew leader will be charged with overseeing this contract, and whether he assigns someone or he does it himself, you know, we, the city, have been mowing these areas for years. We know how long they take. So it's simply a matter of oversight, just like it is on the roadway contract, just like it is on the roofing contract, just like it is on all of our vendor contracts, that we watch our vendors and we make sure that they're being productive. It's a simple matter of vigilant oversight on our behalf.
Alderman Shockey?
You mentioned that an ad was placed in the paper for the second round of bids,
Yes.
but nothing went out personally, nothing went out by mail to each one of these bidders that bid the first time.
No, actually, we mailed out to the bidders that you have, a vast majority of those bidders that you have on that list tonight were actually
No,
physically
not
mailed
vast
out.
majority. Did you mail it to all of them?
No, a vast majority of the bidders that you have on that list were actually bids that we mailed out. Only a few on that list had actually come to the window to pick up, because they weren't part of the mailing. As I said, it's kind of unique that we actually sent out bid packets. We don't typically do that. Typically, it's an advertising, and the contractors will come and pick up bid packets.
But the first time it was mailed out.
The first bid, nothing was mailed out. The first bid, all we did was advertise, and contractors came to the window and picked them up. The second time, in order to expedite and in order to promote the project, we actually physically mailed out to a majority of those people on that list that you have. Some of those people on the list then came to the window to pick up the bids.
No, it's just, it doesn't rhyme. Also, we received this letter about the opinion of the landscaping maintenance does not qualify under definition of local improvements, therefore contractor providing invoices on a monthly work negates the application of the Public Bond Act. Were all these people notified of that? Or did they just say in the paper, we're bidding out the landscaping?
There was no bond act, or no bonds required as part of the bid documents.
For the
So-
second one?
For the second one. We're only talking about the second one. Let's get that on the
Yeah.
table right now. We're not, the first bid is passed, it's done, it's history. We're only talking about the second current bid that's in front of us. And the bid documents contained no performance bond requirements.
But all the people who bid the first time really weren't told that that was taken off of there. I mean, it was in the paper, yeah, but it wasn't told to them specifically, so I think there were some on here that didn't realize the rules of the game had changed, number one.
If there were people on the list who received the second bid packet and didn't realize that we weren't requiring a bond, then those contractors were probably not contractors that we wanted anyways, because they weren't able to read and follow the bid documents. And the
Oh,
bid
really?
documents were clear that we weren't requiring a bond.
So we're depending on, okay. Accordingly, we're of the opinion that City of Woodhaven should seek and secure hourly rate proposals. I have to agree with the other alderman here, and we, you know, if I drove by and saw somebody sitting there on the lawnmower having a cigarette, we're paying for $25 an hour or whatever the price is, I would have a fit. To be honest with you, I would really be upset. And there must be a better way than to pay for landscaping for the whole city and more than just an hourly fee. It just doesn't make common sense to me. And I'd have to vote against this.
I may have to refer that one to the city attorney. Direction for how we make payment or how the contract be structured came from them, actually.
Well, I just don't, we're outsourcing and outsourcing and outsourcing, and I don't understand. The citizens are paying for this, and it's more than last year. We already have other outsourcing that we've added to it. I don't see where this is increasing the service to the people, yet it's costing more money. So I can't go with it. Thank you.
Mr. Murmas?
Yeah, I just want to go back to a previous point because I don't think clarity was achieved. With the first bid packet, anybody who responded to the first bid packet was sent a second bid packet. Am I correct, Gary?
That was my understanding, is that with the ones that had submitted the first, or were involved in the first, got sent a second.
Okay, so if they got sent a second bid packet, you would have to read the bid packet to apply to get the contract, and within that packet, if you read it, it says that no bond is required.
Alderman Wesley?
There's one issue I have on this. I'm not thrilled on a 3-year contract. I really can't approve a 3-year contract for landscaping. And I'll tell you one thing. The one that has called me that did our garden stuff did not receive a second bid. That's why I made an issue here. But I cannot approve a 3-year contract. Why does everything have to come a 3-year contract? Why can't we do a year? If it doesn't work out, they're done. We are committed to a 3-year contract here. Yeah, I know the price may be different because we signed a 3-year contract. I'm not happy with multi-year contracts. I'm sorry. This council could all change in the next year or two, and they stuck with a 3-year contract. I don't buy a 3-year contract. I'm sorry. It's just the way I feel.
Mr. Holm?
Language in this contract will be similar to that which was in the brush collection contract, which was similar to that which was in the mosquito abatement contract, which allows the city to terminate the contract at any time. So if we are not satisfied with the performance of the contractor, we are not married to them for 3 years.
Okay, you answered my question. Thank you.
Anything further? Roll call.
What are we roll calling on?
Is there a motion on the floor?
A motion by Alderman Winger to approve.
Okay. Alderman Coles?
Yes.
Alderman Police?
No.
Alderman Knight?
Yes.
Alderman Cadala?
No.
Alderman Shockey?
No.
Alderman Winger?
No.
Alderman Wesley?
No.
Alderman Lewiton?
No.
All right, motion fails.
That concludes my report.
Finance and Administration, Alderman Wesley.
No report, Mayor.
Community and Economic Development, Alderman Lewiton.
Thank you, Mayor. The report is about our committee meeting of last week, in which staff and council discussed okay, I've just been advised we should have approved the minutes of the last meeting. We don't do that? I didn't think so. Okay. Okay. We discussed whether or not to hire a city's master developer. Ross Klinger pointed out that staff wants direction on which way to go. Staff wants direction on, well, let me rephrase that. Staff wants direction on which way to go in discussion with IDOT. Second, because of that, staff wants to know what negotiations they should pursue in regards to giving up or offering things from the city to get specific results. Three, the specific results that the city appears to want, which staff is intent on following, is to get an off-ramp or a cloverleaf that will bring traffic in and out of Wooddale through Wooddale Road. During the meeting, the mayor asked Ross to defend his position, and Ross came back with the fact that economic development depends on having access to the city. That the absence of access to city will simply make Wooddale a 65-mile-an-hour bypass. Then he brought up the fact that there is a convention coming, and this convention would be a good opportunity to express the city's views to a large number of developers. And he wanted direction before departing for the meeting, for the convention. It was voted by the committee that we would recommend getting a master developer. He explained to us that a master developer is more than just a planner. A master developer does have a planner, but he has other staff under him which does various other things. It was also pointed out by myself that if we had a master developer, we would have a more uniform presentation to the outside world. I made the comments that the council has been mirrored in failures to achieve goals on the train station, the Irving Park grade separation, the light change on Irving Park and Wooddale Road, and other things, including land acquisition and decisions on TIFs and Georgetown, and everything has been a great talk, but nothing has been a great action. And I think that the council agreed with me, at the committee agreed with me, that a uniform central command is needed. In other words, we're looking to hire a general to organize the army. And that's what we bring before you today, is are we going to have a city master developer, and what are we doing to tell Ross before he goes away to the meeting, I believe it's in Las Vegas this coming year. Mayor, could I throw the floor to you?
Sure. That'd be Mr., and that was Mr. Clicker, by the way.
Did I do it again?
No,
Sorry.
that's fine.
Sorry,
The
Ross.
recommendation out of committee was direct staff to obtain RFPs from qualified firms to become the city master developer. Is that your motion?
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
On the question? Alderman Winger.
I do agree that we need to do something with the Thorndale corridor there and start being prepared to interact with different organizations on how we can play a part in that. What kind of expense are we looking at this juncture if we do go with a master developer?
I can answer that. We had said that it would be, we would give him authorization to go to 160,000. This was based upon the mayor's observation that Itasca was spending that much money, and that this was in the ballpark and was a benchmark for the type of operation intended.
Okay, so in response to that, I would say that we're a city right now of about 13,005, probably a little higher, since the census was done about 8 years ago. However, and I do know that we need to do something with the concept there. Perhaps we hire an individual that can draw together a concept plan for the corridor, show some exit ramps with somewhat of an engineering background instead of just someone drawing something. So it has to have some kind of engineering to it. However, a master developer at this juncture seems a little overboard in terms of the $160,000 range. Thank you.
Just to clarify, you're not awarding any contracts for $160,000 today. The direction out of committee and the direction to staff is to seek no less than 3 RFPs, RFQs from reputable firms to give proposals, which you can review then at a later date, regarding the hiring of a master developer. So,
I'm sorry, Alderman Police?
Alderman, please. I still
I'm sorry,
chair council
I'm
meetings.
sorry, I did turn it back. Okay.
Alderman, please.
Couple of questions, Mayor. When we say master developer, is that master developer / planner? I mean, a developer, somebody said earlier in the week, I think I was talking with Ross, and he said a master developer is a guy who handles all of it, plus all the developing. if we own the property, which we don't own a lot of this property, he goes, in this case, we might need a master planner. Is it one and the same? I'm not sure here.
I think the council's jumping to the specifics. You're gonna get proposals from these qualified firms as to what kind of services they'll provide. When that comes back to you, then you can analyze whether that's what you're looking for or not.
Okay.
Let me defer to Mr. Murmas.
I was just simply gonna state, think of it as a one-stop shop. That's it.
Well, okay.
That's all.
And, can I continue?
Alderman, please.
The other thing was, we had talked about, I believe, it's strategic planning. Now, I know our neighbors, Itasca, they had some help from their industrial park and whatnot. Are we gonna send letters out to our industrial park and, see if they're gonna come to the table and, because they do have some interest in this, and put some money on the table to hire the developer?
It will be my intent to go to some of the major landowners and/or developers in the area and try to seek partial funding for the expenses of the master developer planner. The answer is yes.
Okay, my
Alderman,
question-
please.
If we just go to like 2 or 3 guys, is that a legal thing that we're, excluding everybody else? Should be like a blanket letter to go to everybody?
We will be glad to accept money from anybody who wants to contribute towards the cost of the master planner. No matter, we will accept donations of $1 on up.
Okay.
Alderman Wesley.
I make a motion on the floor to go out for a RFP.
Second.
Actually, I already have that motion on the floor from Alderman Lewitton.
Did
It's
not know
already
that
been
was a
seconded.
motion, okay? That's fine.
Are you
Anything
seconding?
further on the
The
question?
motion.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Does that complete your report, Alderman Lewitton?
Yes, that completes the report, Mayor.
Thank you. That brings us to other business. May I have a motion to approve an ordinance amending Chapter 5, Article 3, Section 5.305 Municipal Code of City of Wooddale, setting forth the number of liquor licenses. Is there such a motion?
So move.
Is there a second? On the question?
Yeah.
Alderman, please.
Okay, I understand. First we had 31. Now we're going for 32 licenses? Or 2 weeks ago, we received the new ordinances that showed 33 licenses? Because we got this packet, I believe 2 weeks ago it was, and it shows 33, brand new ordinances.
My understanding is this is up to date, and this would exactly match the amount of licenses that have been
So it's
issued,
only gonna be 32.
32.
Okay.
So there would be no open licenses. Anything further? Roll call.
I don't like this one.
Alderman Coles? Yes. Alderman Police?
No.
Alderman Knight?
Yes.
Alderman Kadawa?
No.
Alderman Shockey?
Yes.
Alderman Winger?
Yes.
Alderman Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Lewitton?
Yes.
That passes ordinance O-08-15. That brings us to item 2. May I have a motion to approve a resolution extending the period of participation in the Intergovernmental Personnel Benefit Cooperative, IPBC, for a period of 3 additional years? Is there such a motion? Is there a second
Second.
on the question? Alderman, please.
Is this just like, I'm not sure what this is.
Mr. Murmas?
This allows a large group of municipalities to get together to cut down on their insurance costs.
Oh, that's it, okay.
Anything further? Roll call.
Alderman Coles?
Yes.
Alderman Police?
Yes.
Alderman Knight?
Yes.
Alderman Kadawa?
Yes.
Alderman Shockey?
Yes.
Alderman Winger?
Yes.
Alderman Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Lewitton?
Yes.
That passes Resolution R-08-10. That brings us to item 3. Council, I received a request, hopefully you have the letter before you, from Topgolf, requesting the same kind of treatment that we gave to the Wooddale Bowling Alley, specifically that they could serve beer and wine on Sunday mornings. And for some reason, they were restricted to 10 a.m. and later, unlike all other licenses and unlike the bowling alley license. So they're asking for the same treatment as all other alcohol vendors. So may I have a motion? Let me get a motion on the floor. May I have a motion to approve an ordinance amending Chapter 5 Municipal Code of City of Wooddale concerning the hours of operation for the Class TG license. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second it.
On the question, Alderman Cadella.
I was under the impression that this was a request for the hours of operation to be extended 7 days out of the week. Is that not accurate?
That's correct. For some reason, when it was drafted, there's a restriction they cannot serve any day of the week prior to 10 a.m., which is not the same as any other alcohol license reads, other than the golf course, which has the same restriction, which I don't know if we have been enforcing that or not. But yes, this would extend the hours from 6 a.m. in the morning till 1 a.m. Monday through Friday, 2 a.m. Saturday, or Friday and Saturday, excuse me. Alderman Wesley?
Mr. Mayor, I did receive that letter that they requested. Now, is that, they just looking for the time change, they aren't looking for a Class E license? The letter cites a Class E license.
They have a special license, a TG license.
I
They are
understand.
not seeking a Class A.
Okay. Thank you.
Alderman Shockey?
You mentioned about the Wooddale Park District. They've got a G license. They don't have a TG license.
For some reason, Maple Meadows and Salt Creek have a restriction of 10 a.m. However, neither facility, they may not be aware of it, but neither facility has requested a change in those hours at this time.
Thank you.
Anything further?
Mayor, is there a difference
Alderman
in
Lewiton?
price?
There is no difference in price. They pay $3,000 for the initial license and $3,000 per year for renewal. Anything further? Roll call.
Alderman Coles?
Yes.
Alderman Police?
Yes.
Alderman Knight?
Yes.
Alderman Cadella?
Yes.
Alderman Shockey?
No.
Alderman Winger?
Yes.
Alderman Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Lewiton?
Yes.
That passes ordinance O-08-16. There are no items to be referred. There are no items for information only, other than I would remind everybody of the Wooddale Chamber of Commerce wine tasting at Salt Creek Country Club, which is Friday, April 18th. If you purchase your tickets in advance from Diana, or I have some here tonight, it's $20, or if it's at the door, it's $25. We do need a short executive session tonight on the subject of land acquisition pursuant to 105 ILCS 120/2C3. May I have a motion to adjourn the city council to executive session?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Alderman Coles? Yes. Alderman Police?
Yes.
Alderman Knight? Yes. Alderman Cadella?
Yes.
Alderman Shockey?
Yes.
Alderman Winger?
Yes.
Alderman Wesley?
No.
Alderman Lewiton?
Yes.
That passes.